Welcome back. I'm Dr. Krista Gibson from Animal Medical Services, and this is At the Vet. Today we're going to talk about pet summer safety tips. And probably the biggest thing that everybody knows about that we need to take care of and watch for here in Phoenix is heat stroke. Heat stroke is super common in our pets, particularly dogs, because they're especially susceptible to heat stroke. They don't have sweat glands and they can't regulate their body temperature as well as we can. So when they're in a situation where they get overheated and they get hot, they can get very sick and even die in a very short amount of time. Because dogs can't regulate their temperature nearly as well as we can, it doesn't take much for them to get overheated. Even just an excited dog in a warm climate can come in with a temperature 2-3 degrees above normal. You can imagine what can happen to them when they're shut in a hot car and they can't regulate their temperature. In our part of the country, it only has to be about 70 degrees before the car is too hot for a dog to sit in. And within minutes, the inside temperature of a car can reach 150 or 160 degrees. Again, remember, your dog can't regulate its body temperature. It can't fan itself and it can't sweat. So the only way it has to regulate its temperature is through the sweat glands on its feet and through its tongue. So they pant and they pant and they pant, but at some point, it's not enough. Another place where dogs can really get burned, literally, is on the pavement. We don't realize it because we wear shoes all the time, but our dogs don't. And their little pads can get burned when the temperature is over 100 degrees or 150 on the pavement. I've seen dogs come into my clinic with blisters, raw, red, infected feet just from walking on either hot dirt or hot pavement. Some of the things to watch for if you think your dog might be getting overheated are excessive panting, excessive redness of the gums and tongue, fainting, vomiting, diarrhea, or just flat out collapse. If your dog does show any of these signs, you need to cool them down gently. Get them into a shady spot, cover them with wet towels, or maybe even spray them down with tepid water. Do not use ice. Ice will shock the system and it cools them down entirely too quickly. You need to slowly cool them down and get them to a veterinarian as soon as possible so that they can start assessing your dog's condition and initiating life-saving treatment. While it may seem obvious, there are some common sense pet safety tips for the summer that everyone around here should remember. First of all, be sure your pet has plenty of shade and plenty of water. Remembering that they can't regulate their temperature well, we need to do as much as we can for them, and providing them a place to go when it's too hot, as well as lots of water to drink so that they can pant and regulate their temperature better, is the first thing that we need to do for them. Also, try not to leave them outside for very long if you can help it. Some dogs like to go outside, some dogs like to spend time outside, and the truth is a lot of them aren't very smart about it, and they will run and play and make themselves have heat stroke. It's kind of up to us to be their regulator and watch out for their own safety. Join us next time and learn more about pet health and safety tips. I'm Dr. Krista Gibson, and this is At the Vet.